Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to decode an ancient philosophy that's become a secret weapon for modern leaders and founders, especially those who have to thrive in total chaos. Okay, let's just get one thing straight. Building something from the ground up, it's a brutal game. It is a relentless cycle of uncertainty, risk, and, yeah, a lot of failure. Your best laid plans go up in smoke, markets pivot on a dime, and things are pretty much guaranteed to go wrong. And for most people, the psychological grind of that game is it's too much. They burn out or they just give up. But then you have this small group, this select few, who seem to actually get stronger in the very same chaos that crushes everyone else.
So you gotta ask, right? What's their secret? What do these high performers know that the rest of us don't? How do they not just survive setbacks, but actually use them as fuel to go forward? Well, the answer, and you might find this surprising, it isn't some shiny new productivity app or life hack. Nope, it's a philosophy from ancient Greece and Rome called Stoicism.
The best performers out there are using Stoicism as a mental framework. Think of it like this. It's a personal operating system for your brain, one that's specifically designed to run smoothly in the most high-pressure, chaotic environments you can imagine. All right, so let's pop the hood on this thing. This operating system is basically built on 4 core principles, and we're going to walk through them one by one right now. First up, we've got the dichotomy of control, and this one is an absolute game changer for any founder. It's all about being ruthless in separating what you can actually control from what you absolutely cannot. Once you do this, it's like installing a powerful new filter for your brain. You can't control the economy, right? But you can control how prepared you are. You can't control what some competitor launches, but you can control how well you listen to your own customers. See the difference? What this does is it frees up an incredible amount of mental energy that you were wasting on unproductive worry. You get to stop just reacting to things and start building with real, focused intention. Okay, so now that your energy is focused, this second principle completely flips the script on how you look at every single setback you're ever going to face. This idea from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius is really the heart and soul of the whole Stoic entrepreneurial mindset. It basically says that every problem, every single crisis, has a hidden opportunity tucked away inside it. I mean, this is basically mental alchemy in action. Let's take a classic startup nightmare. A key employee quits. Now, the old you panics, but the Stoic you sees an opportunity to rethink that role, to make your company culture even stronger, and maybe even promote someone from within, which makes the whole team better. You learn to flip problems into progress. All right, this next one, it's going to sound a little weird, especially in the hyper-optimistic world of startups, but trust me, it's a superpower when it comes to managing risk. We're always told to think positive and manifest success, right? Well, the Stoics would say, hold on a second. They thought that kind of blind optimism could actually be pretty naive, maybe even dangerous. So instead, they practice this exercise, the premeditation of evils. Now, this is not about being a downer. It's not pessimism. It's about strategic foresight. It's about asking the tough questions like, okay, what if our biggest client leaves? What if our servers crash during our biggest sales day? When you think through these negative scenarios ahead of time, you strip them of their emotional power. That fear just kind of evaporates. And it forces you to build stronger systems, better backups, more diverse client lists. So if the worst does happen, you're not panicking, you're just executing a plan you already made. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful principle. This is the ultimate antidote to the founder burnout that takes down so many great ideas. It's the key to real, long-term resilience. Amor fati. It literally means a love of fate. And this is a wild concept. It's the mindset of not just accepting, but actually loving the entire journey. The highs, the lows, the wins, and the brutal lessons as all part of the necessary process. A founder who truly gets this sees every failure not as a disaster, but as a lesson. They see every struggle as the very thing that's forging their character and making their company stronger. They get that the hard times are actually what make the success so meaningful. So when you put all these principles together, what you're really building is more than just a resilient company. You're building an unshakable self. Because look, the world is always going to be unpredictable. But your response to it, that doesn't have to be. So we'll leave you with this question to chew on. The next time you come face to face with a major roadblock, remember that quote: what stands in the way becomes the way. So, what opportunity is hiding inside your next obstacle?